I'm back, ready to pick up this reading again. We're kind of just chilling. We're chilling in the dark tonight, sticking with the subdued lighting. I chose pink. It's kind of a hot pink, and it made me think of the psychedelic furs. So I don't know. Maybe you all are reminiscing tonight, thinking back to the 80s for those of you who are, part of Generation X. And all those old films, from back in those days, like The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, Some people may be going to an 80s party. Just kind of got that come through too. And it's funny that this energy is coming in because we got to the point where we're still reading fire signs, okay? But we definitely had earth make a strong appearance, okay, and water too. So it's interesting. Air is kind of like MIA from the board right now. Air's like, I'm just gonna like chill out over here for a while, and I think that definitely is speaking to what's going on with the collective. A lot of air signs are kind of like just chilling out, and it looks like a lot of the actions going on with the rest of the zodiac, okay? So that's very interesting just to see the way the energies play out, right? And we looked into that page of swords and we found out what was going on with that, and have a deeper understanding of kind of like what's going on in this situation and the different working parts. But tonight I really wanted to dive into the devil. I want to find out what this is about. And maybe that's why that party vibe kind of came in, because we're going to dive into the devil. And I do feel this kind of energy around this particular devil card. It does really feel like there's some kind of like, there might be a little too much partying involved. It kind of like reminds me of like wine, women, and song, in a way. And I'm just noticing there's such a connection between like the money piece with this card. The devil is holding a pentacle in his hand. They're sitting on a treasure chest, there's definitely like the sensual element, but there's also, it's not going to be as easy to see with this light, but it's okay. We're going to roll with it. Up in the corner, there's, spider energy. So spiders are, of course, about, the webs that we weave, and we get to choose, how we weave those webs, right? They can be webs of, creativity and connectivity, all right? Or they can be webs of deceit and things we can get tangled in. And it all depends on, what side of our nature we're coming out of. I do feel kind of a deliciousness, like that tempting energy with this card. And I do feel like this is a partnership. There's an agreement here, even though, they're kind of like there's this being bound to each other. I do still really feel that there's that energy of, partners in crime. So I'm really getting the hit that this is like, a pair that has teamed up in this situation, and what are they doing? What's going on? There's something clandestine there though, that's not on the up and up. So that is the clarification we're going to dive into with this reading. I just want to see what's developing with this situation, and if we have any of those, same cards come out that came out the last time. I love it. I put all the cards, back in the deck, except for I've left out the Chariot, which is also representing that Cancer energy, that the mother type energy operating in this situation. I want to get clarification on that too. Otherwise, all the other cards are back in the deck. I do kind of want to just see if we get, I love when there's like the repeat messages, right? Because it's like such huge confirmation. I do kind of just want to clear the energy a little bit though. Give you all a little bay leaf at home too. Bay leaf is great for just clearing the air, clearing the energy. And it smells really good. It's like so rootsy. It's my favorite to work with for just dispelling, heaviness, bad vibes, intensity. There's been a lot of that, going on in Scorpio season. We're rocking and rolling. Everybody's deep in their shadow work. It's awesome. It really is, though, because that's how we get free. And, when we're looking at a card like the Devil, offering up some spirit candy, it's tobacco. This is a cherry tobacco. So, a little spicy offering. Have another cherry. Yeah, it is good because when we're talking about the devil, right? We're talking about things that keep us trapped or keep us stuck, or it's that feeling of being bound. And just speaking on a witchy level here, I'm really getting a strong message in this particular reading for those that, have those suspicions or do work on, an occult level, who do practice, who do any kind of workings, anything like that. That, it's possible there could be, we did have those very strong occult marking cards come through. We had the moon with the high priestess, with the magician, and there's also this kind of like influence of the Seven of Swords, which is very like subterfuge kind of energy, sneaky energy, not very ethical energy involved. Okay, so with that being said, and the devil being the nature of the card that it is, and that shackling to one another, I wonder if some people might be dealing with a case where somebody's done some kind of binding work in the situation. So that is something to be aware of for those on an occult path. That's not everybody's message, but I'm going to deliver the messages as they need to come through. So what I'm getting really loud right now is like, do your cord cutting work, and make sure that you've really, like, if you are doing workings right now, make sure that you're really good with your purification. Make sure you're really like checking your motives. Make sure that you're also closing properly, and that you're really getting your own ego and bullshit out of the way if you're doing workings, because it could get messy. So that goes out to the people that are on the path, out there, just to be aware of. And if you felt that manipulative energy hanging around in the atmosphere, I would say you're probably right. But, I have a theory about that. I'm very much in alignment with Robert Anton Wilson about all that. I just think it's a bunch of hocus pocus. You only like take on what you let in to your space, right? You have to have an agreement with the energy in order for you to be affected by it. So, when you hear this stuff and you like these like internet witches, right? And they're like throwing their weight around, they're talking about threats, that they're going to bring your way. I'm going to hex you or whatever, take that just like with a grain of salt. Because it's nothing. It's like showboating, and it's not legit, and it does a disservice to this path, really. for people that are, you know, really trying to unravel the negative conditioning there is around, you know, around the path of the witch. It's not a negative thing necessarily. And this is broad coven, you know, so I'm going to talk about stuff like that. But a lot of that is just, you know, patriarchal conditioning that was kind of set up to demonize women who were in their power. So like when we go around and we flaunt that shit, we're actually doing a disservice, you know, it's dishonoring. It's actually dishonoring all those women who were burned at the stake, you know. And many of those women weren't even practicing, you know. So it's like really being aware of the energy we carry. This energy piece is really coming in tonight in relation to this devil. And so I would really say, like, if you are doing workings at this time, check your motives, purify yourself before you do any workings. And if you're in a shadow space or you're working through heavy stuff, it might not be the best time, you know, to do workings if you're feeling activated. So be aware of cutting your cords as well. You know, if you feel like, you know, there's energy in your space and it's not yours and it doesn't belong there, you know, cut your cords. Cut your cords. I know some people get scared about cutting cords. They're really very reluctant to release energetical tie, but they don't understand. It's like nothing should be corded into your space. Your space should be your space where you're running your power, your energy, you know, and you can share energy with other people, but it's imbalanced, you know, to be corded into another. Nobody should be corded into you. That's not a healthy holding to power, right? So, yeah, be aware of that. And there's ways that you can cord cut too without even, let's say you're listening to what I'm saying here and you're like, cord cut, like, how do I even cord cut? What do I even do? You can even do something as simple as like doing a salt scrub, you know, all over your body with the intention of like clearing out the energy and just holding your intention that you're releasing this energy. And it doesn't have to be this like negative thing. It doesn't have to be a hateful thing. It can just simply be like, I'm ready to have my space back, you know. And sometimes people get scared because they're like, well, I really care about that person. That person's my friend, or, you know, so I don't want to necessarily cut the cord. But if you cut the cord, you know, if that person is meant to be in your life, they still will. But let them be in your life on a healthy level, not because there's this like warped energy dynamic going on. So this energetics, it's really interesting, is coming in with this reading. I haven't even shuffled any cards yet. But sometimes the messages just need to come in. So I knew the devil would be interesting, and that's why I wanted to work with it. So we're just going to see what this devil is about, you know. So I'm shuffling here, just kind of recapping, had kind of some, you know, drama that fire signs have needed to sort of extricate themselves from. You know, you might have been in situations where you jumped out of the frying pan and right into the fire. Definitely got heated emotions going on. There's a lot of players involved in the situation. There's elements of third-party interference, gossip, manipulation, potentially, you know, lower vibe magical workings involved as well for those who are on that path. Again, that's not a message for everybody. So, you know if you're involved in that shit, or if you sense that shit, you'll know if that message is for you. It's not going to be for everyone. There's also strong indication that there's a mother energy that's involved in the situation, that discretion is being required in the situation, that there is a little bit of snooping around to try to get to the bottom of the matter, like what is the truth in this situation. That snooping around might have something to do with a Leo. That came in really strongly with that. But this, you know, also this really did come through that it's not necessarily negative. You know, the person that's kind of like keeping an eye on things. It's more like they're trying to get to the truth of the matter. But there is the problem in that the way they're going about it isn't exactly on the up and up, and it's not really cool. Okay. So we came to that place, and now we're going to find out what is this devil influence, because you know this is something that's affecting the situation and is playing a role in the problems that are kind of developing. I do feel like there's kind of a greed picture here. The money is featuring so strongly in this card, and with the mother influence involved. Okay, this card wants to come out. With the mother influence involved, I'm kind of getting the feeling. I'll be interested to see what that card is. That card really flew out. I don't know. I can get a lot of messages from this, like somebody wanting to get to somebody's money, wanting to get a cut of somebody's money, maybe being manipulative, you know, in order to get that. Ooh, 10 of Cups came up there. That's a love card, okay? That's usually love fulfillment. So I wonder what that's about. We'll see. Let's kind of look here. It might be related to like a marriage or a union or relationships where there's something going on with the money. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. I really want to see what this card is because of the way it just flew out there. Page of Wands. Okay, fire sign energy again. Usually relates to messages. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and a message related to, what is this? Ooh. Oh, yes. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is all about that, remember? Trying to find balance, and a message coming in from a fire sign. And there was the desire for communication, okay? But there could be like some imbalance going on here. Something needs to be brought into balance because there's definitely like things are really not in a conducive place from the looks of this situation. This looks like somebody coming in to communicate about how can we get things balanced out here, because it's causing a lot of like disruption. And, you know, this communication might be with a Virgo, okay? There's that Virgo energy again, the Hermit, okay? So it might be between these two people. And remember that the Hermit energy, whoever pulled themselves out of this situation, that's what was associated with the Virgo energy. Doesn't have to be a Virgo, you know? It's a Virgo archetype. But they pulled out of the situation because it was just getting to be too much to hold, to be involved in whatever this is, okay? And it looks like it was really throwing things out of balance. So it looks like, you know, whoever pulled back, maybe they are fire sign. This could be like, this is the person, the fire sign, one, you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, kind of pulled away from the group, you know, and has been trying to figure out, like, how do I balance this situation out? This is a mess. I don't know how to fix this, you know, or even if I need to, or what my role in this is, or anything, okay? So that's possible too. That's another way that could come in. Could be a communication between a Virgo and a fire sign, you know, about what do we need to do to balance this shit out? And it could be a fire sign coming in with communication after a time of pulling back and spending time alone to get clarity in order to bring balance to the situation. So that's possible too. I'm going to kind of go with that message there because it looks like, it looks like what the crossing energy of that, which a crossing energy is an energy that can either work for or against a situation, but this is the 10 of Cups. So that's like happiness, union, it's the ultimate, it's the fulfillment, of the journey of the cups. And, 10, that's 1. And that's a new beginning. And 0 is, spiritual gifts. So again, we have this blessing theme coming in and the love energy coming in. I think love is really featuring strongly for fire signs. It's a big part of their story. But it looks like there's going to be some balancing communication coming in. And it could be with a Virgo, could be with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? Could be one of those fire signs reaching out to a Virgo, or just reaching out to somebody who's kind of like pulled their energy away from the group. Somebody who's kind of been like a hermit, in hermit mode, and sort of like, hey, let's bring you into this discussion. So there's a lot of different ways that could play out, but I do see that it leads to a positive outcome, which is good. I still want to know, like, what is the deal with this? Oh, we finally got air signs showing up now. Interesting. Okay, so bottom of the deck energy. We got that 3 of Wands, right? Well, we've been talking about like a third party, situation, where there's something going on where three energies are involved. It doesn't always have to be a person. Remember this. It can be a situation, work is taking up all of the time, and it's being a distraction from focusing on what needs to be taken care of in the personal life. All right. It can be an addiction. It can be, interference from a family member, a friend, a coworker. Okay. So there's lots of ways that can play out, but I really feel strongly there's a personal element involved just because of all the hearts energy in play. Hearts energy. Cups, which are hearts. I mean, it's about the emotions and the feels and the love. And this comes in with the Queen of Swords. Okay, Queen of Swords is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Okay, the air signs are the signs associated with this card. And it would be somebody who is able to exercise sound judgment, who uses their intellect, who speaks their truth, who doesn't over-emotionalize things, okay? But sometimes their words can kind of, they cut a little bit, okay? Because sometimes the truth hurts. And usually the Queen of Swords is somebody who is very much like, what do you want? She can be a little defensive sometimes because she's been hurt, right? She's been hurt. And she's given trust before and she's had that abused, all right? So there is a Queen of Swords involved in this energy dynamic, but it looks like this is what's connected to the love. Because right here we got Ace of Cups. Remember? We were waiting for the ace to appear on the board, right? The last ace, the Ace of Cups, and it came in at the end of one of those readings, a couple readings back, a few readings back. We're quite a few readings deep into this one. So it looks like that comes in with this Queen of Swords, right? So whether that's an air sign, or somebody has air signs strongly aspected in their chart, or whether it's just somebody who's kind of been exhibiting those behaviors, you know, kind of like, you know, speaking their truth and being a little guarded and, you know, sort of holding themselves back. But this Three of Wands, okay, yes, in our situation, because remember, you know, this was one of the cards that was reversed in one of the other readings, all right? Because there was an imbalance there. It was indicating third-party interference. This comes upright. And when it's upright, this is all about like the ships coming in. You've been waiting for the ships come in, and now they're coming in. So this is very interesting. So this healing energy comes in here. And I'm trying to see, how is this all connected to the devil? Because we're looking into the devil right now. Okay, wait a minute here. Yeah. And this is where that Seven of Wands is. Okay, looking at the bottom of the deck here. This is the foundational energy. So we're getting to see a little bit about this Queen of Swords right here. Queen of Swords is the energy that has pulled away from the group. Look, you see everybody trying to get to the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is just like chilling up here above it. The Queen of Swords is the one that has the guardians and is shielding themselves, you know, but is also standing on their convictions. They're not budging. So that's very interesting. So now we're starting to figure out who that energy is. And coming in with the Two of Cups, okay? And coming in with the Two of Wands. Six of Wands, which is all about success. These cards right here, Two of Wands, Six of Wands, Two of Cups. This speaks of successful relationship. This is partnership card, Two of Wands. So it looks like this is the energy that partnership comes in with. It could be an Aquarius, okay? Because we have the Star card right here, but this is an archetype energy, okay? So this is like a wish fulfillment card. And this is what is ordained by Spirit, because we have the Hierophant right here. And the Hierophant is always like, Spirit is backing this, okay? So this person is, whoever this Queen of Swords is, they are backed by Spirit. Hierophant also is a Taurus archetypal energy, all right? Which also really feeds into that Seven of Wands energy that this Queen of Swords is carrying, right? Because they're in that place of like, I'm not budging. And that's how you can kind of grok these different astrological energies. Even if you're not a Taurus, even if you don't have any strong Taurus placements in your chart, you still can exhibit Taurus energy. That's what it's like when it comes in with the major arcana cards, okay? And one of the traits of Taurus is that, like, I'm putting my foot down, I'm not budging, steadfastness energy. So this is showing us how this is exhibiting itself. But we do have a court card, and that's important because the court card really talks about, it's the identifying marker of the person, okay? So air energy with that, and we also have the air energy coming in with the Star card, which is about wish fulfillment and reason to feel hopeful, okay? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, this now we might be getting, now we might be getting into, oh, yep, okay. Now we're getting into what the problem is there. I think this is now we're getting into the devil energy. So, also on the basis of the matter at the bottom of the deck. That's what, when you look on the bottom of the deck after you've shuffled, it really lets you know, like, this is the foundation of everything that led to this point. So we got the Knight of Swords, okay? That is like very impetuous movement. Sometimes it can be reckless, okay? And with that comes the Seven of Pentacles, right? Which is about waiting for something to grow. To come in with this Knight of Swords energy, that gives me the feeling of somebody getting tired of waiting to see things, you know, come to fruition and being unable to contain themselves any longer. And this is associated with the Queen of Cups energy, which there comes that Cancer energy again, okay? So I don't know if somebody's been put on, you know, the back burner or on hold in this situation, but remember that Cancer is associated with the Chariot energy.